From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, I'm Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Wednesday, February 15th. A few showers are possible early this morning, but then we'll clear out, and it's going to be a beautiful day with lots of sunshine, some pretty strong breezes, but near record highs. Winds are going to die down a bit this afternoon, so enjoy the best weather day of the week. Highs are going to climb into the mid-60s. The record high for Indianapolis is 72 degrees on this day from 1954. We now know the names of the 3 Michigan State University students killed in a mass shooting on campus. Police identified the victims as Alexandria Verner, Brian Fraser, and Ariel Anderson. Memorials now honor them, including one at The Rock. The 149-year-old campus landmark is now painted black with the message, "How many more?" painted in red. A vigil is planned at The Rock tonight. Hundreds of mourners gathered last night at Clawson High School near Detroit to honor Verner. They held a 24-second moment of silence. Verner wore jersey number 24 for her high school basketball team. Police say 5 other students remain in critical condition. Now investigators are trying to figure out a motive. Police say 43-year-old gunman Anthony McCrae had no apparent connection to the campus. McCrae killed himself after police confronted him. President Biden says the federal government needs to take action to reduce gun violence. The university has canceled all classes until Monday. Its women's basketball game against Purdue tonight has also been canceled. No word on if it will be played at a later date. 5 years to the day after the mass shooting at Parkland, Florida, students in the community honored the victims from that shooting. Students at an elementary school in the district formed a giant heart and the number 17. 17 people died in that shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. The school district also held a moment of silence and ended classes early for a day of service and love. From iTeam 8, new punishments for illegal gun modifications could soon move through the State House. The measure from Indiana Republican State Senator Aaron Freeman would create harsher punishments for people with auto sears or Glock switches. Democratic Senator Lonnie Randolph supports Freeman's bill and hopes the measure will create conversations about his own legislation, which would increase the minimum age to buy a gun. Next up for the Glock switch bill is a Senate committee hearing next week. A debate over critical race theory is resurfacing at the State House. The Republican-backed bill would ban educators from teaching that any one race is inherently inferior or superior, or that a person or group of people should be treated adversely for that reason. The Senate abandoned the bill last session. During previous hearings, supporters said teachers are pushing far-left ideology in classrooms. Education advocates say the bill would keep children from learning about pivotal events in America's civil rights history. Bill sponsor Senator Jeff Ratz told News 8 in a statement, "My top priority as chair of the Senate's Education Committee is to ensure our students are receiving the best possible education. I want our classrooms to be a place where all children can learn and thrive, and we will continue having conversations about the best way to achieve that." The bill was originally scheduled to be discussed today, but has since been removed, according to the Education Committee's online schedule. To the Colts, the team's new leader delivers an emotional hello. As we've reported, Shane Steichen spent the past 2 seasons as the Eagles' offensive coordinator, leading them to the 3rd best offense last year and a Super Bowl appearance. The Colts are hoping his expertise with the quarterback position will lead to success, as the team's expected to draft for the position with a 4th overall pick this year. Steichen choked back tears while offering thanks to everyone from family members to coaching colleagues who have helped him get here today.
Thank you to Nick Sirianni. I appreciate everything you've done as a head football coach. It was a pleasure to work with you again these past 2 seasons. It was a hell of a ride and one I'll cherish forever. But more importantly, the friendship that we built over the last 9 years. Thank you to my beautiful wife, Nina, and our 2 kids, Hudson and Stella. Thank you for sacrificing everything you do day in and day out so I can live out my dream. I love you guys.
Shane was just tremendous in the interview, showed incredible leadership, toughness, very fast mind, able to process information. I know Philip said at one point you threw away the play card and was calling plays from your head, which is savant-like.
Steichen has coached in the league for 12 years, including stints with the Eagles, Chargers, and Browns. And the coach who held the position since early November is sharing his appreciation for the opportunity and wishing Steichen the best. Jeff Saturday posted a video on Twitter yesterday after Steichen was named to the role. Here's a little bit.
Grateful for the last 8 weeks of the season and the opportunity to represent you guys. I appreciate the coaches for all your time, energy, and effort, to all the players laying it out there each and every week. I can't tell you how much I respect and appreciate what each and every player, not only for the Colts but the NFL, do and what they put on the line each and every week. But it was an absolute blessing. I look fondly upon it. Wish we would have done better, but ultimately that is where it is. And so I want to wish Coach Steichen the best of luck.
Saturday went 1-7 in the interim role, defeating the Raiders in his first game as the team's coach. And happening today, pitchers and catchers report as spring training starts for 16 Major League Baseball teams. The rest of the clubs are bringing in their arms and backstops tomorrow or Friday. Position players start workouts Monday. Spring training games begin February 24th. Opening day of the regular season is March 30th. The Indianapolis Indians open their season March 31st. To the Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton and Buddy Hield will take part in the 2023 three-point contest this weekend for All-Star Weekend. The selections were announced last night. It could mark the second contest win for Hield. He won the event in 2020 in Chicago while playing for the Kings. The three-point contest is set for Saturday in Salt Lake City. To business headlines, new data shows the extent of inflation on egg prices. According to yesterday's inflation report, egg prices jumped 8.5% between December and January. They're also 70% more expensive than a year ago. Experts say the avian flu epidemic that has devastated chicken flocks is driving up the costs. Prices also increased for many other staples this year. The data shows butter prices spiked more than 26% and margarine rose nearly 45%. The IRS has issued nearly 8 million refunds worth about $15.7 billion. As of February 3rd, the average refund amount was $1,963, down from $2,201 at the same time last year. Of course, the average may change as the IRS processes millions more returns before the April 18th deadline. A new report from Redfin shows the rent situation is gradually improving for young adults. The report shows the market isn't so bad for young adults taking on a new lease as rental price growth slows, but some of the hottest rental markets are seeing price declines. Meanwhile, rent in Indianapolis is getting more expensive. Redfin says local rents were up by 15% on average, the third biggest jump in the nation. That makes the median asking rent in Indianapolis just over $1,500. Amazon has intentions of doubling down on its physical grocery business when the company lands on the format it likes. Amazon execs told the Financial Times it was experimenting with selection, checkout formats, assortment, and price points. Airbnb says guests are excited to travel despite economic concerns. 2022 was also a record year, marking first full year of profit. Airbnb has been a major beneficiary of the work and lifestyle changes brought on by the pandemic as people are working remotely and tacking on extra days to a vacation. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway. Online at wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand for even more on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.